Let me actually bring in a word from you on that. The big buzzword, of course, is corruption. But for the first time, and even though they aren't confirming it, there is this buzz that the Prime Minister's office might be included within the ambit of the Lok Pal, and that the Lok Pal Bill could in fact be introduced in Parliament in the next session itself. Is this a step forward, or do you feel that this is something that the Congress is doing because it's under intense pressure to do so?
No, I see this is a battle for public perception between the opposition and the ruling party. After having been caught on the wrong foot on several cases, they want to recoup the lost ground and they want to win back the public trust that they are serious about fighting corruption. And I only hope that there is creative competition between the opposition and the ruling party to set certain institutions in place, in order to deal with such cases in the future. And I think Lok Pal is one good step in that direction. But together with this, you'll have to strengthen the Lokayuktas.
Right.
And there the BJP perhaps has something to show or do, given the experience of Karnataka.
Yes.
So I think that this issue should not be treated all the time in a partisan manner. It's a bipartisan issue that has to be treated as in a bipartisan manner. And, just to say that, the government is doing it because it has been caught with its hand in the bin, doesn't really help. You see, institutions can only be built if all parties put their heads together. And surely, I mean, this doesn't mean that they're going to compromise on the investigations or let the government off the hook on so many other cases
but
which are already
without the
pending.
Prime Minister being over there, does it really make much of a difference? The opposition would argue, since they're gunning for the Prime Minister, that if the PMO doesn't come under the ambit of the Lok Pal Bill, then whatever takes place is incidental.
You see, there was a flip side to this earlier. There was an argument which was given that, look, how will you handle frivolous complaints?
Right.
And you see, almost invariably, the charges against the Prime Minister, even in the past, have been that of omission, not of commission.
Right.
And, acts of omission have to be distinguished from acts of commission.
Right.
And that is where perhaps a greater debate is required, debate is required, whether or not to expose the Prime Minister's office to any kind of frivolous complaints. And if he is brought within the ambit of Lok Pal, then how to filter these complaints so that it's a serious business, it's not a non-serious business. You will see many people, and most of these complaints many a times are politically inspired.